I can't believe I have to do this, but I do. There's this meme, Democrats are bad for the deficit, Republicans are good for the deficit. The reality, of course, is that Republicans often oversee some of the biggest increases to the deficit that we have seen in history. And the problem is that many people don't even understand the basic terms, including the difference between debt and deficit. They sort of use the terms interchangeably. They don't know what the hell they're talking about or what anybody's talking about when they talk about these issues. The reality is that President Obama has drastically reduced the deficit. And you might say, but David, how is this possible? I've seen the national debt clock. It's going up and up and up. You're lying that Obama has reduced the deficit. Let's see if we can get on the same page. And for anyone with a seventh grade education that they remember this part of, I really do apologize that I have to do this, but I do have to do this, Louis. That's the reality. The national debt is the total cumulative amount owed by the federal government of the United States, okay? The national deficit is the federal government budget balance from year to year. So let's work through an example together. I feel like Sal Khan from Khan Academy, where he talks through these concepts. So let's imagine we invent a country, right, called, I don't know, the Democratic People's Republic of Louis, okay, just for lack of a better name.
That sounds like a great place.
Year one, you run $100 deficit. So after year one, your debt is $100. In year two, you reduce the deficit 50% from a $100 deficit to a $50 deficit. That moves your debt to $150. And in year three, wow, again, you reduce the deficit by 50% down to only $25. But as you notice, the debt continues to go up to $175. So from year one to three, you can accurately say the deficit was reduced 75%, but the debt continued to increase. I hope that this illustrates the difference here. So now let's talk about President Obama. The U.S. deficit is the smallest it has been in 8 years. The deficit is the smallest of President Obama's presidency. It is the lowest since 2007, both in terms of dollars and as a percentage of GDP. In the Obama era, the deficit has shrunk by $1 trillion. And as a percentage of the economy, the deficit is now down to just 2.5%, which is below the average from the last 50 years and down 10% from when President Obama took office. Now, what do people think about this, Louis? Well, a Bloomberg Politics poll found that 73% of the public believes the deficit has gotten bigger over the last 6 years. The year before, the same pollster found only 6% of Americans realize the deficit was shrinking. We should be embarrassed, right?
Yes, but you could take any number of topics related to government spending or government or whatever. Dave, many people just don't actually look into this type of stuff. As soon as you get nuanced with them, they check out. They're watching Fox News. Or
nuanced, yeah. Here's the definition of debt, and here's the definition of deficit. Whoa,
well,
David.
It is nuanced because all people think is money.
Right.
More money, less money. There's nothing else. That's all it is. It's just money, just like taxes.
We should really be focusing more on this stuff in school, right? I mean, you should really focus on personal financial knowledge. These issues, basic civics, we really need to be teaching this stuff in school because it's amazing how many people become adults without the just most basic understanding of some of these concepts. People who claim to be well-educated and politically aware.
Well, you could go back even earlier, Dave, and you could just say, we need to teach critical thinking. Yeah. We need to teach people how to analyze anything and everything, how to think critically, how to do research.
Yep.
And I think that is a valuable skill set.
The Texas Board of Education is against that.
Right.